Mind the gap.
Welcome aboard, commuters. So this is my build of issue 3 of Build the Classic Routemasters, and in this issue we're going to be building some stairs. Now I do feel a little bit upset by this magazine, by this part. It hasn't spoiled the enjoyment, but part 1 you get a massive great big bonnet, and you get the front grille, and you only pay $1.99 for it. Issue 2 comes out, you get some more, you get the wings, and it's only a £5, and this is the first full price issue, and you just get 9 pieces of plastic and some screws. But we'll press on. So here we're checking the parts, and then all we're going to do is you get you get 8 stair pieces, and then you'll see the top row fits in with the corresponding one below, and then you just screw them each one in with 2 screws, and then the next one is screwed together with 2 screws, and so on and so forth, and then each of the 4 each of the 4 stair pieces are then screwed together to make a staircase. So as usual, the screws are put in a safe place because they do like run away. Then we'll attach piece 3A with 3B. Sorry, 3A, 3E. And then once we've done that, we attach 3B with 3F. Followed by 3C with 3G. And that should leave piece number 3D and 3H. Just line them up just to make sure they look. So this is one part of the magazine I think is quite simple but genius engineering. Each of the steps will line up with the next one with 2 screw holes, and then you just see in the middle there's a little lug. Now if you do place the long step, it won't fit because each of the lugs is in a slightly different position, and obviously the screw holes are different widths apart. It is impossible to pop the wrong step in place. And then once we've figured out where the pieces go, we'll just line them up to keep them in that order, and then we'll attach piece 3I, and then sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself now. So once we've lined them up, we'll screw each piece in turn in, again using the screws AP. Now, when screwing the screws in, I would like to point out this is plastic that we're screwing the screws into. Don't over tighten them. Now, I'm not a scientist with screws. I don't know what tight and too tight is. But if you're of average strength, as I would describe myself as, I would suggest just tight enough is when you can no longer screw it using reasonable force. So in this one we're going to dry fit part 3I, which is the side of the staircase. I did struggle with this. There's lots of little lugs to line up, and then once you've lined it up, what I would suggest doing is put the uppermost screw in place, and then place the lowermost screw in place. That way then when you let go, piece isn't going to fall off. And then just go through each of the top screws in sequence until you've got all of the screws in, and then that will be piece 3 complete. So this is the complete staircase, and we can check it by pretending to walk up it with our fingers, so we know that it works. And then we'll just have a little look at the magazine. We'll make sure that what the magazine claims we have resembles what we actually do have. I would suggest if you haven't come up with this, then you really need to think about your modelling hobby. So looking at next week, it looks like we're going to be adding some silver plates to the steps, but I also know that there's going to be a foot plate, and then that's your model complete, guys. And then all you need to do is look forward to the next issue.